Yo, 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 yo. You're listening to Pep-C's Sensual Loveboat. I'm here with nAvvvi.
What up?
What's up?
What
All
up?
right. So, interesting story.
Yes.
I was on Twitter and I follow a lot of just like the most random like SoundCloud rappers and stuff. And I saw nAvvvi's tweet and I was like, someone interviewed me about my shitty music. And I thought it was funny. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna since I have this podcast already where I interview I do interview SoundCloud rap. Well, I've only interviewed one so far, but I will in the future. And I was like, I'm gonna ask him. And I listened to his music. I found SoundCloud and I liked his music. And I was like, what, he'd be interested in interview and stuff.
Appreciate you.
Yep. So I'm gonna ask some of the basic questions about like how did you get into rapping?
Oh, that's actually a funny story. So, I mean, I still kind of do it, but I started into hip hop through comedy. And it actually stands out a lot in like when I perform, but the I started off legit. I made this little group with some like in-town buddies from my childhood, and it was called X Gemt. Don't look that up, please. And we made comedy rap, and my name was Ice Tray, and that very sadly. And then once I got actually like more skillful, I decided that Ice Tray was not the proper name with to rap by because it sounds like a fucking made up name in a movie.
Hmm.
That like a scary movie. The what was the scary movie before where the dude is like wants to be like a rapper and they make fun of Eminem. That's
Yeah.
me. That's me as Ice Tray right there. So, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna change my shit. And I changed it to nAvvvi, and then did that. But what made me want to make hip hop is because I just love music in
Hmm.
general. I've always been in bands. I've played percussion, guitar, bass, and shit. So I decided, why not do this shit? You know,
Yeah. So like where did the name Navi come from? Was that just random or
I was looking through so many names, and everything is picked, man. And I didn't want to be a Lil. I didn't want to be a Lil,
oh, don't do that.
and
Okay, it's funny. Every person like I've known that picks something like Lil has always changed their name.
I know, like I didn't want to be a Lil or a Young. Like I didn't want to be either of
Mhm.
those. So I don't know. I have a Zelda tattoo on my chest that I'm not very proud of. So I was thinking of the random Zelda references, and Navi is one of the fairies in Ocarina of Time. So I decided to name it that. But then, see, I fucked myself because there's already a Navi. It's an EDM group, and they're fucking 1V. And there's a Nav, a rapper that's just NAV. So I made it NAVVVI, and I made it a specific goal to make sure that I like overshadow them. But then that's not gonna happen. Who am I kidding? Ha! I'm sorry.
um uh well, your backstory about getting to rap, it's actually similar to mine. Like in high school, um, I like sophomore year of high school. I remember I me and my friends started making raps and stuff, and they're just the most retarded fucking like me. It was like meme rap stuff. It was
That's the
so
best.
bad.
That's the best music, man. That's I
No,
still
it's
like that
good.
shit
It's good. I
today.
like that
Yeah.
music. I like that music, but our stuff was just fucking not funny. I remember the one line from that one song is about involves SpongeBob, and I remember that one line my friend said, which is fucking I think hilarious today. Flipping a Krabby Patty while fucking a hoe, all the cousins will be watching for show.
The fuck. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, but uh, then I started doing other rap, like getting a little more serious, but I still do it, but I don't know. I'm not proud of my stuff. Now I'm doing like the music I'm working on now is like singing stuff because I'm better at doing that.
For
But
sure.
yeah. Anyways, it's not about me.
There's a very safe gap between music being too memey, like too like joking, and then too serious. Because
Yeah.
if you're one side, people won't take you too seriously. Like you have to be in the middle. Like you like me for I mean I don't use myself as reference, but like I don't give two shits about song titles or graphics. So usually I just name like I named a song called Smoke Crack, and it's me legit telling a bitch to smoke crack and ruin her life. That's just like and it's like it's I don't think that much into it, but at the same time, it's serious to me. So it's just one of those things. It's like a full circle pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, because like the last couple like mixtapes I dropped, they're like it's pretty like random because it goes back and forth. There's some comedic stuff and then there's some serious stuff, but like it's so like bipolar almost, where it's like I make like an total ear rape song, just like not even just typical like scream rap shit, but that fucking just like unlistenable fucking garbage.
That's
Like
the
I made a
best.
song.
That's the best garbage to make right there.
Yeah, I think so. It's so fun to make. But anyways, I then I have like titles. Like one of the songs I made a while ago was uh I want to take a shit on that librarian's head. I don't even know where that even came from. I just
What?
fucking there's just I just come up with random names like that. Then I'll have a serious song where I just have like one word, like sadness or some shit. And so
Yeah, trying to be like trying to be like Triple X, just fucking sad exclamation point.
oh my god.
On
What are your thoughts on them? Because like he's one of
X,
those people that you either love or you like hate. It seems like he's one of those people either love him or hate him.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I okay. So let me before I answer that question, let me answer this question. I will never shit on someone's drive and someone's ambition. I will never do that. I cannot like
Mm-hmm.
someone's music and not like what they stand for, but I will
Mm-hmm.
always respect someone's grind. So I respect his grind,
Mm-hmm.
but you see, okay. So I live in Florida. I live in South Florida. So I was there. I mean, I didn't know him personally, but I saw his growth in my city. So I saw him go from 0 to 100 very fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's just he's a kid who just he had too much too quick, and then with not enough talent to back behind it. So a lot of his music just falls flat because I don't know. It's like fake deep almost, you know?
Yeah, I get that impression. I I've liked some of his music, but it's it. I have a lot of like friends who are into his music and stuff, and
Yeah.
I understand why and stuff. But then part of me too is like, well, there's people out here who's done better stuff. But like what you're saying, I do like respect him for his grind and stuff. I do respect that he tries like different things and stuff. But I don't really like him as a person. Really.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely he's not one-sided, which is nice. It's good to know that he's not one-sided. He's not he didn't cash in on that look at me sound and then just make that his overall sound for everything he makes, which I respect. He probably made that song and then blew up and he said, "Oh fuck, I don't want that for my image,"
Mm-hmm.
and decided to do the 17 tape where it's like all depressing shit, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't captivated very well, so it just fell flat.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that is.
Yeah.
You have Kendrick tweeting at him and shit, so who knows?
Yeah. Like what was I gonna say? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. About X. Like yeah, when you're talking, we were saying about how yeah, like, he blew up like too quick and stuff. Like he, like I, like I get the impression like in his like you watch like if you've seen like his Instagram videos or live streams, whatever. Like one of my friends said it. That's like he has like this like when he talks sometimes he has like this cult leader vibe.
Hmm.
They get yeah, like he's like
Yeah,
we need to do this. We need to and I don't mind him talking about certain issues and stuff, but it's definitely like you definitely do get that impression that he was just this like kind of I don't know,
He's just a dumb.
not typical kid, but like he was someone who just casually made this like SoundCloud rap shit that we all make and stuff. But he was kind of always like a dysfunctional person. Like you can totally tell like that
Yeah,
fame had a huge impact on that whole like ego and shit he has.
yeah, he definitely has some ego death going on. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, because I mean, like, there's you were saying about like other artists doing it differently, but the same kind of style. And I mean, I guess they're not comparable, but I mean, like, I can name drop people who I fuck with, and they're kind of in the same realm of what he's doing, and they're doing it but better. You know, like, do you know who Anti World is?
Yeah. Well, my friend I interviewed on the last one was I don't know if you know him. Do you know well, he goes by Shepherd, that's his rap name. Roland, he's Roland Shepherd.
No, I never heard of him. But
Okay, he's like the most hardcore anti-world. He's probably like the only anti-world fan that's like actually went through and like analyze their fucking like views. Like he talks about, oh yeah, this song is a meaning, da da da, and like he has well, used to be Syringe, now Shivers, all his albums and stuff on recorded on CDs and shit. Like
yeah.
he's fucking he's hardcore in
No,
it.
I
Like
mean, I'm a
he
huge fan too, and
he
I know them too. They're fucking cool ass dudes, and
yeah
they're they're pretty much, as far as like mentality goes, they're kind of in the same exact realm as I am. Like them, and I don't know if you know who Crow Life is. Like that whole gang is dope. Like Brahmin God, and you got Zodiac, and you got Checks and Balances. I don't know if you know who James Gorsica is, but
no,
he's dope as fuck. And
I
he's
like yeah, I really like all the anti-world stuff. It's I'm I've see I've gotten into like I've only really gotten into like this shit like last last year or a couple
hmm
years ago. Like I'm kind of new on this stuff. I've always been into this kind of stuff, but like actually sort of like kind of following it and stuff probably like
Well, if
6 years
you're
ago.
fucking with Anti World, you're off to a good start. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta say.
yeah,
Because you can find a lot of good underground music through them. Like, I don't know if you know who Jimmy V is. He's an
yeah.
Anti-World, but he's got a lot of really good people that works with him, you know, and him and Ego Mackey, he's got a lot going on for him too.
Hmm.
And then the obvious one is Syringe, or you know, he likes to take his leaves. But right now, as far as like actual working ethics go, it would be Ghosty and Eric. Like those two are always working their asses off, man. Like especially Eric North. I feel like he drops a fucking EP or album every goddamn week. He's always working, man. Always.
But you know who rapper has the best work ethic is Viper the rapper.
Viper.
Yeah.
His rapper name is Viper the Rapper.
Well, he's Viper, but people call him Viper the rapper. But he's the I think he's the person that has the most albums on Spotify or something. He has like over 1,000 like fucking albums and stuff. Like
Jesus.
the dude literally I think records music like he drops something every 3 days,
Now see,
like for years.
now
But
see, I,
he's like a Lil B kind of.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
his
yeah.
music's more like he's just kind of freestyling. It's kind of just random.
There's nothing
It's
wrong
kind
with
of
that. I
no,
mean,
I love Lil B.
yeah, I did too. But no, you know, see, with that complex is it's like quality or quantity. You know, it's
Mhm.
that mentality. It's like the old like Lil Wayne days and Waka Flocka, like with all the Flockabilly tapes and shit he did, like, and Wayne with no ceilings, and where he would take like big ass beats that were on the radio and he would fucking just murder them. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's like, I get it in that that retrospect, but like after a while, there's just like when you see an artist who drops 6 to 8 albums a year, it's hard to like slip through like all of the fucking like shit to get to the good stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's
yeah,
yeah.
but like Viper, like his most of his music is just, it. it's pretty samey sounding, and it's just him freestyling, saying random shit. But like a little B, I don't think he doesn't really like. He used to like drop like 10 albums a year and stuff. But I don't think he does. I don't think he does that
Yeah, he
anymore.
stopped. I think after I'm gay, I think he stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Like the album I'm gay. I
I'm
think he
gay.
stopped it.
Parentheses. I'm gay. Parentheses. I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. I think I think after that he kind of stopped doing that as much.
He just released. Was it? Is it? What was it? I'm get the. Isn't it? Was it Platinum Flight? No, that was. Is it Platinum? Is that his last one he released? I think.
I haven't kept up in a while.
I don't
Unfortunately.
remember. It's another one of the Flame albums, but I think
Mm.
it's I don't Platinum Flame or something. I don't know. He fucking he's so I love him though. He's just fucking he's so fucking bizarre because that's his entire lifestyle. He
Yeah,
lives that fucking life.
yeah.
It's
I find it
interesting.
funny when you're sitting here like reposting random white bitches like slapping their name on it. Like I don't know. He's a weird fella, but that's cool though. It's being weird is like kind of the wave, you know.
Yeah, you pretty much have to just to get attention.
Yeah, if you're just like a basic person, then you become a culture vulture, and then
Yeah,
people
like I
point
know.
it out.
Yeah, because like I know I've known some rappers in real life, and there's always those kids at school. They're always like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like I'm gonna be like in their head they want to be like I don't know, Biggie or
they want to be
something,
the next fucking Big Sean and shit.
and then they rap over like '90s beats, and
You're talking about those
they're
kids?
like
Oh yeah,
lyrical, they're all like lyrical, spiritual miracle, and it's like,
yeah. You know what's
I'm
funny?
gonna blow up, mama, and it's just like, oh, no.
When I was in the Ice Tray days, I was rapping over like old style type beats, and then yeah, I don't know. It was just getting too corny, man. There's nothing wrong with it every now and then. Like you got some good artists today, like Joey Badass and like all of like Beast Coast are doing that shit.
Mhm.
But nah, that's not my wave. No, thank you, young man.
I well, it's just funny. I don't mind them like making music like that, and like the kids also want to. I don't mind them making music like that, but
If you use old
if you
school,
want
if
to
you
get popular, if you want to actually go out there, like in the scene and all that shit, you have to pretty much play by the fucking like the typical SoundCloud rapper shit. Like you have to play like you can't really just do like oh yeah, like I'm gonna make music like it sounds like it's from like the late '90s or something like
well, I
Jay-Z or like
mean, it's they're inspired by it, and that's what they want to make. You
yeah,
know?
I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just saying like if they want to get like if you want to get if you're doing shit just to get famous in general, you pretty much have to play by like the game and stuff. Like if you're just making music just for that purpose, because I knew a lot of kids that just did that.
If
That
you make
was
hip hop music, that makes you gay immediately. It's
yeah,
like it falls under this is the same category. So you and I are gay.
yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's the way it works.
Do you
No,
think? Do you
what?
think? It's interesting. Like you notice that like being gay and stuff is like a trend right now in
No,
rap
you
world.
know. So let me okay. Because no, I see where you're going with this. But you know what's funny is that I know a couple people who do hip hop, and they're like in my circle. I guess I would be a good way to say it, and they have a pretty good name for themselves, and you know they treat it as it should be treated. They just are gay. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, and it's not like, oh, this look, I'm gay. Like, I guess if I'm wording this horribly, but you know, they're not looking at it in a like in a retrospect of, hey, look, I'm gay. It's like, oh yeah, it's more like a casual, yeah, this is what I do. This is who I am. Which
yeah,
you know, long story short, where I was trying to go with that is that it's really showing because everyone on SoundCloud, especially, is to some extent of the same wavelength and of the same like age group usually.
mhm,
So it just goes to show that like time is changing in the right direction to whereas you can just casually be like a gay person or like have
Yeah.
homosexual tendencies, I guess, and be able to just casually be about, because that's the way it should be automatically,
Yeah.
but people over exaggerate things. Like there was this one dude, I didn't even know he was gay. I didn't whatever, because he makes some really fucking like hardcore ass music, like all lows type shit, and
Mhm.
I didn't know he was gay, and then casually posted a picture of his boyfriend. I was like, oh, okay, he's gay, cool, and
Yeah,
that's
that's how
just
I
like,
am.
yeah, I was just like, that's cool. I yeah, and I still talked and treated him the same, and it seems like everyone else did and does and did also, which is, I don't know, it's just, long story short, I'm enjoying how the old generation is finally fucking dying out. Like
Yeah.
I said this when I was like younger, that the only way for this culture to move forward is for the old to die and the new to come in. That's it. That's
Yeah.
the only way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that. I love when like when people like in their music or like what you're just saying, that guy posts a picture of a boyfriend. I like how casual it is because
For real.
they uh and I think like I was going with like it's kind of a trend. You do notice what I was saying was like you do notice people are more open with like their sexuality and stuff than you
Mm,
used to like see and stuff, which is interesting. But it's funny, like there's still those people like the hip hop heads where they're all like they say they're not like, against it or anything, but they're just
yeah.
like always like questioning it and
Old
like
heads is what they're
when,
called. That's the,
yeah, old heads. Like I remember last year when Tyler Creator sound Flower Boy, which most of the lyrics were like talking about like he was in the closet and all this stuff,
hmm
and people were saying he was gay, questioning his game. People made like fucking like essay videos and all this fucking shit on it, and
Yeah.
it was just like, to me it was kind of bizarre because when I first heard it, I actually didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, okay. Then people were like making like essay videos and fucking
Yeah.
shit. It's like, why? It's just weird to me. I don't
The-
know. Like,
People just, it's like I don't know, it's like a mentality thing. People don't have anything happening in their lives, so they have to poke other people's lives. That's just really
yeah,
how it works. It's like, yeah, it's sad, but that's how it works. But no, I definitely, I think what has happened a lot, what's helped a lot of like the gay movement, like being one, like the gay movement being more like pushed more in society in a positive way. I think what's helped with that is like the drag community coming out a lot too, which is cool as fuck.
mhm,
I don't know if you follow that a bit, but I do. I follow drag a lot, and I am a straight male with a girlfriend of 3 years, and I can still sit down and enjoy some fucking drag. It's cool shit. But
mhm,
there's like drag shows. There's a drag show on Viceland now, and then RuPaul just got put on like a big budget channel now too. So like people are becoming more open to the fact that gay people aren't a bad thing, I guess, because people were thought that before.
mhm.
Not everybody, but ignorant
It,
people.
it's kind of interesting because I I wait, how old were you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 27.
Oh, you're 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So 'cause I'm 19. I was gonna say so I guess so you grew up like the 90s.
Yeah, I
So
grew up in the early
okay.
2000s. Yeah.
Yeah. So because I was gonna say like I guess our like generation gap, I guess. It's because of the way I grew up and stuff, like like with like race and like sexuality, like there wasn't really, nobody really thought much of it and stuff, but
Yeah.
like I do remember, I do remember when like being gay was like 10 years ago, it was kind of taboo in a weird way, but like
Yeah.
nobody was really like out like against it or anything, but it was kind of an odd thing, like, oh, they're gay.
Yeah.
Now it's not really like that, but I
It
don't
just
know.
sucks. I mean, like, I grew up in a part of Florida, like, it wasn't a good part of Florida, I guess. So if you were to say you're gay to somebody, you got your fucking shit kicked in. Like it wasn't a nice thing that people like casually could say, and it's sad that that's how it was. But now, you know, I mean, I can't speak for schools now because I haven't been in school in a while, but I know when I was in high school, man, if you told anybody that you had any kind of gay, like, you know, now like calling someone dad, or you know, just like that the subtle gay shit, you know, like just that would get your fucking face knocked in, like,
Yeah.
and I was in like middle school, high school, like, and it's sad that that's what it's like, that's what it was like, you know. But I definitely do believe that times have changed. I think it's for the much better now. People are more lenient and you know, care less about things that because really in general you shouldn't care. It's not your fucking business. So like, you know, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Gay people.
yeah, like I actually am like an open. I don't really talk about it a lot or anything, but I actually am like an open bisexual and stuff. But I don't
Gang
really
gang.
talk about it. I don't talk about it a lot, or like I don't really care. It's one of those things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
You know, that's the way it should be though.
but
It
it's
shouldn't even be like a thing that you have to push forward.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
yeah, it's just like this is who I am. This is what I
And
choose to
nobody
be.
really like cares or anything, but I did get like there's a few people that talked to like they did that thing like I was talking about how people who gay people they're like you are, and they're like huh wait are you actually are you joking are you huh it was like I am okay what?
It's like, why is this such a questionable thing in your mind? Like, the fuck?
I won't get into that, so it's a long story, but
Okay.
I had there's some I'm not friends with them or anything. It was like someone like I knew like in a group chat thing who's gay,
Mm,
and he was telling me I wasn't bisexual and stuff. I won't get into that story, but
fuck.
he's like no you're not, you're just not, sorry. And
All
I was
right.
like he's being a dick, but it's just funny uh because everybody is human and stuff, and it's funny that the thing is there are like toxic people in the
Yeah.
LGBT community and
That's
stuff.
the
So,
internet, man. That's the internet.
yeah. But anyways, fuck. What music did you grow up listening to?
Oh man. I my dad played drums and he was in a band. So I was put into music at a very young age. You know, I grew up with the 80s and 70s music and 90s, you know, and then when I started like actually getting into music, I you know it's funny, you know, the first album that I ever owned was an Aaron Carter album. Do you even know who Aaron Carter is,
Yeah,
bro?
I do.
That's you know, I know someone is gonna hear that and then laugh really fucking hard. But and then after that it was a Linkin Park album. And then you know, like the generic shit. And then after that, you know, like when I really got into music, I dove more into metal. Like I went into like post hardcore, then hardcore, and then I went into death metal, and then from death metal I went into like Viking death metal, like I'm on a Marathon type shit, like really fucking low growls, like singing about fucking Vikings and shit. And then from there, I had a really slight EDM phase, and then from EDM, I found Drake. I found Drake, and Drake got me into hip hop, and then like I just kind of like expanded through Drake's like features, and just found like ASAP Rocky, and then I found this, you know, as I didn't grow up with hip hop at all. No one of my
I
family
didn't
listens to hip
either.
hop, so like I had to find everything on my own pretty much, and it's
I
so yeah. What's up?
I was talking about this in the last interview thing I did because the Rowan he had a similar background to you and to me that all three of us never like, grew up listening to rap or anything,
Yeah,
and we all were kind of like into like metal and stuff at one point. And it's interesting because like the whole SoundCloud scene, like most of the people seem like they never like actually grew up listening to rap or anything. It's like something they got into like way later.
yeah,
I just find that interesting, but I you can usually tell I think because just by a lot of like the music they make, like the sounds and stuff. Like it's definitely someone that never really grew up like in a hip hop environment and stuff.
Well,
Yeah, it's just interesting to me that the majority of people, like SoundCloud rappers now never grew up listening to rap, and that's what the old heads kind of get mad at them and stuff
yeah.
because they're like, oh, you didn't listen to Tupac at that time.
Fuck Tupac.
He, I,
No, I
I
don't.
I don't dislike a lot of that stuff, but I just don't care for it. That's my opinion.
There's okay. So I'm gonna get crucified because I've gotten this shit all the fucking time. Wait, one second. I gotta fix something. Sorry. Yeah, no, cause so I've gotten shit all the time for this, and it freaks me out because people don't seem to get my mentality. Like I get it, but old music, especially old hip hop, because it was such a new sound and it was so raw and raunchy, it displeases my ears so much. I hate listening to old hip hop. It makes me so angry just listening to it because like the mixing on it is horrible. It's all the same
Mhm.
exact. All it's saying sounds the same exact shit. Like you can listen to Onyx or I don't know, fucking whoever else, Onyx or Tupac, Biggie. Like I don't know that many names off the top of my head right now, but like you can like people would show me shit all the time. And I didn't get it because it just sounded so poor. The quality sounded so poor. Where I would listen to I don't know any rock at that time being produced, and it sounded so clean and crisp. So I get it. It was like the underground phase, but now the sound has elevated and become much much better, and people are still saying that old style was the best. But no, it's better now. It's better. That it's like the
Yeah.
new shit is that sound, that old sound, but it's improved on like extremely. So why
Hmm.
the fuck would you sit here and tell me that old is better than the new when it's literally the old sound, but like edited in a much much better way?
Hmm. Yeah. I was earlier today. I was listening some of because some like I was listening to some of the Eminem, like the Marshall Mathers LP, like that
Yeah, yeah,
era,
that's
and
classic.
that yeah, but like the production, I kind of like the production, but it's kind of funny like how much it's evolved and stuff because
Yeah,
like the beats, it's like doo doo.
yeah,
It's like so like it sounds very simplistic, a lot of
yeah,
that stuff,
yeah. And, like, a
and I
lot
don't
of
mind,
it's
but
just like
but the
like
stuff
intricate.
but the stuff because there's a lot of beats and stuff that sound like that. I like a lot of I actually really like early like the 2000s, early to mid 2000s like beats and stuff like Neptune's Timberland. I like that. I like those
Yeah,
beats, but I really like those beats. But the whole like that 90s sound where it's just I just can't get into it. It's the beat. They sound too some. There's some. It's just very simplistic, but not really in a good way.
it sounds like it's like old hip hop is like a audio representation of a radish. It's raw and crunchy and it's gross. Who likes radishes? You like radishes? No
No,
one, no one likes a fucking
no.
radish. So old hip hop is radishes. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good way.
It's gross.
Uh, like the only really '90s rappers I like, Nas, and I like Wu-Tang Clan. I only really like the first Wu-Tang Clan album, the Jizz's Liquid Swords, Tribe Called Quest. Fuck. There's probably a few more, but anyways, I don't. There's not a lot I really like choose from that era, but and it's too like the old heads. They always like talk about like Pac and Biggie and stuff when there was like so much more interesting shit around that
Yeah,
time.
for sure. Yeah.
So much, and it's like how can you leave out it's like all this fucking interesting shit and you just say oh Tupac and Biggie. It's like pick the most mediocre artist out of the
It's
fucking. I just don't understand it, and I don't dislike Pac or Biggie, but I just don't care for their music. It just sounds bland to me. It's just bland, and the only reason why Pac and Biggie got popular is because they died. They got murdered.
I was about to say it's the Romeo and Juliet like it's just like they died, so you have to care. Whereas like Nas, his ass hasn't fucking bit the grave yet, so he's like no one's. People are still like looking. I don't know. I mean, he's still a legend, but people are still looking at his music like it's whatever, you know. But as soon as that fucker dies, people are gonna cry, you know.
Yeah, it always happens to every artist. Like fucking
Look
it's
at
funny.
Prince.
I was talking to my dad. I didn't grow up in the '90s during the because I was like a baby in the '90s, and fucking my dad was talking, and he doesn't like rap or anything, and he was like telling me too. He's telling it's funny that they got popular after they died because nobody listened to them back then.
Yeah,
Nobody listened to them. They were listening to this other stuff. Nobody listened to fucking Pac or
yeah,
nobody. And like Pac was kind of popular and stuff. And then he blew up more and he died. But then Biggie, I think he had like maybe like a couple singles or something. That was it. Like it's just kind of funny how they fucking get blow up. They're legends. Their albums are classics and all this stuff. But it reminds me of that fuck, who was it? I don't remember. Someone was like, remember that whole the Vince Staple? Do you remember the Vince Staples '90s thing where he said he didn't care for '90s?
yeah.
Yeah, and that one who was I forgot who it was. Someone was like talking shit about him, and he's all like, and then Vince Staples on Twitter, and Vince Staples responded to him. He's like, I wasn't listening to Tupac. I was too busy watching Toy Story.
Exactly. I mean, Vince Staples is a fucking genius. I love that man. But
it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, his music is
great. I like his music too. The greatest. Still has the greatest tweet of all time. The national anthem don't even slap.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord, that man is silly. Yeah.
He's that one dude, and he's that one dude in like school that would like argue with the teacher for an hour.
Yeah, he was the kid who would keep fucking raising his hand and asking questions.
He was actually smarter than the teacher.
Yeah. He's like, but how are you gonna tell me that when that's not the case? It's like, sit down, Vince.
It's when he always has that like that deadpan face.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Fucking Vince. But I mean, music. Just go off it because I grew up with a lot of death metal, and metal is the same way because I mean every single genre has its old heads, and even like metal.
Oh my god, metal's so bad.
Yeah, metal's really bad. Like you can't talk to a metalhead about anything other than their exact genre. Like you would sit here, I like, I don't know, like a pretty generic artist would be like, oh, I like Bring Me the Horizon, for instance, and you talk to a metalhead who listens to like, I don't know, fucking like the Black Dahlia murder. Like you go to like a Black Dahlia show, which I've been to a few. They're really good live, and like you go up to someone and say you listen to Bring Me the Horizon, they'll fucking punch you in the mouth. Like they're like really mad about that. It's like, bro, it's still metal. It isn't the same kind of metal, but they're listed under the same genre. If you look up on fucking iTunes, so what the hell? Why are you so mad? What the hell?
Yeah,
I don't get that complex. It's funny because hip hop is bad, but metal is way worse. It's way worse.
And it's weird too. They always like hip hop. I guess because hip hop doesn't have as many subgenres, so you don't really see it. But they like hip hop heads, like the old heads. They're like, oh yeah, '90s rap, '90s. They're all like agree. They're all in this big ass fucking globe of fucking people, and they're like '90s rap. But then metal, they only cling on to that one fucking, like you're saying, that one fucking subgenre.
Yeah, that one
to it. And it's always like oddly specific. Like the most fucking, and they cling to it. It's like, and everything else is like shit. It's just so like
the worst. I'm sorry, anyone who listens to black metal needs to stop listening to music right now because that is the worst genre of metal to ever come out of the fucking world. I don't understand how that genre is still like holding up to this day. It's horrible. It's horrendous. The vocals are always bad. It's always poorly mixed, and if it's not if it's poorly mixed, if it's not poorly mixed, it's too overproduced to where it sounds like everything is machines. It's just I hate black metal so bad. It's so bad.
I kind of like it in an ironic way. It's kind of like it's very similar to like some rappers where like this music it's like I don't know. I'm like that though. I get guilty pleasures and shit, but yeah, like have you seen Var Vikernes Burzum's YouTube channel?
I don't even know who that is.
He's the guy who murdered Euronymous, the guy from Mayhem. He's the famous guy that murdered him, and he went to prison, and he got out and shit.
I still don't know who that is.
Okay, anyway.
That sounds interesting.
It's fucking hilarious because it's like post-prison life, and he lives on a farm, and he has like 8 kids, and he's a wife, and he's all like, he just talks about like political stuff, and then like he's just a fucking weird dude. He's fucking funny though, but like I don't agree with him. I don't take him seriously or anything. He's just fucking out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like his videos are fucking hilarious. There's that one video called Red Pill and Snow Niggas. And
what?
Yeah, and then what's the other one? He always uses the N-word and stuff, but he was like niggas in the wood because he lives in the woods, and then
is he a white man or a black man?
Yeah, he's a white man. People say he's racist and stuff. He doesn't say it, but I can kind of see it because he always talks about how Europe's the best and all this stuff.
Well, that's yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He's a weird dude. Another video was like called "Fuck Peter Jackson" because he's a Lord of the Rings fan, and then the other one, what's the other funny one? I don't know. There's a few more, but it's just he's a fucking weird dude. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny too because like he killed somebody in real life, and so when he talks about his prison life, he makes videos about his prison life. He's like, so yeah, when I murdered Euronymous, he's all so nonchalant. But the thing is, that was like 25 years ago, so he has to deal with that his whole life. So at this point, he's probably not like fucking scarred.
He just turned it into a meme. Like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. He said he did in self-defense and stuff. But that guy was a pretty sketchy dude and stuff. He's the one that took a picture of their one band member that committed suicide. He took a picture of his like corpse and used it as an album cover.
Dope.
Yeah. Then he was a sketchy dude, and I'm not sad that he got killed or anything, because he's a fucking piece of shit, like threatened to kill people. He's a fucking loser, but evil person. So I don't care that Var killed him, honestly. I mean, he shouldn't have killed anybody in general, but like that type of person, there's not much value to loss for them.
Yeah, yeah. So some people just need to die, you know. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. You know, there's nothing wrong. I won't speak ill on the dead, but it's got to happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What rappers right now you dislike the most?
Dislike?
Yeah.
Mainstream.
Yeah, let's just talk mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we're not going mainstream, I can fucking talk your ear off. But there's a mainstream. I don't know. There's not really anyone that I hate too much. I'm not like a hateful dude. I would say if I heard 21 Savage, I would change the channel.
Yeah, that's hard.
Because, I mean, he's not horrible, but he's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, like someone I don't care for, a lot of people around me love and stuff. Is Post Malone.
I like Posty. He's not perfect. His whole album sounds like the same thing, but
yeah,
he he found a niche and he went for it, and I respect that. It's just I don't know. I liked his last album a little bit more. I feel like it had a little more variety.
Mhm.
But this one, it just legit sounds like the same song put on repeat, but with a different like melody.
Yeah. Like for me, I don't. I. It's really hard. Like there's people that are very like like fuck Lil Pump and shit, but I don't care. I don't care for. I just. I don't like. I don't hate Lil
Lil
Pump.
Pump is my dad. I love him.
Yeah. I don't dislike him, or I kind of like his music. Uh, but like, yeah, I can't really say I like dislike like a lot of people's music. There's just a lot of music I just don't care for. That's the way to put it. But
Yeah.
since you said you got into Drake a long time ago,
Hmm.
whatever. What do you? I was gonna bring this up. You already know about it, but what do you thoughts on the Pusha T Drake situation?
Okay. I do not follow drama at all, but I
Mhm.
know without following any drama, just from hearing people speak, I know what's come out of it about
Mhm.
Drake's kid. But
Yeah.
all that was Pusha just trying to get promo, and then
Mhm.
it worked because people were talking about Pusha T. Whoever talked about Pusha T within the past like 2 years, like last time people talk about Pusha is when he got signed to Good Music, and then before that, it was when he did the song with Tyler.
Mhm.
In the relevant world, I'm sure like maybe like in the underground world, people are really fucking with Pusha, but you know, Pusha's time passed a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
I think I love this last album, but I think yeah, I actually I've always thought he was kind of he I think I always found him like people usually like praise him and stuff, but like I always kind of find him be underrated like
yeah,
for a long
that's a
time
fair assessment. Yeah,
because I was like he's always one of those people like everybody's like oh yeah Pusha T yeah I like him but like nobody's really like because I think like skillful I think he's a very skillful rapper and stuff and I don't think he gets a lot of like credit for it and stuff but
yeah,
he yeah, he's always been kind of that guy that I guess because really like I mean he's done quite a bit, I guess, but not like I don't know how to put it. He's never really been like people know who he is, but he's never really been like famous or like I guess that's what it is. So no one
yeah,
really like, talks about him much. But
yeah. It's just he's like Vince Staples. He's an underdog, but people are still gonna fuck with him because he has a fan base somewhere.
mhm.
You know, because Vince Staples is kind of in the same thing too. Like people sleep on Vince so much, but he has so much to offer.
Yeah, did you listen to the last Kanye album?
Like Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
I listened to half of it and I hated it and I
You
stopped listening
hated
to
it?
it. Yeah, it's
I liked it.
um, you did. I mean, I didn't hate it. It just
No, be honest.
I don't know. The beats are boring.
It's not it's one of his weakest. I'll say this. It's one of his
Yeah,
weakest.
yeah,
For
and
sure.
like his vocal performance was he keeps doing this really high pitched thing and it's just like I don't know a lot of there's so many parts of it I was just like cringing really hard because Kanye he just says the cringiest shit sometimes. Sometimes he says funny ass shit, and sometimes he like goes a little too far in and just gets really cringy. You know what I mean? I'm like, Kanye, please don't do this, please.
Yeah, it's one of his. I think it's one of his weakest. It actually probably. I actually don't dislike any Kanye album. There's songs he's done I didn't like, but really as albums and stuff, he's. I actually don't. There's not really any I actually like dislike. I'd say. He There's like Ye is probably technically it's probably his weakest technically. Like
Yeah,
short well because too it's short. I guess it's not at the same time it's not maybe not really fair to compare it to like the other albums.
yeah.
And the thing is, I don't even think it's technic like he says it's an album, but I don't think it actually is technically.
It looks like an EP to me. That's
Yeah,
what
and
it
it seems
sounds
like
and
an
looks like.
EP
Yeah.
because I think an EP yeah because it has to be longer than that. But
I
I
mean,
guess
you can make a one song and call it an album if you really want to, because
yeah.
it's whatever you want. You made it. But I don't know.
I think he made that album too, like in a month or something. Like, because a
Sounds
lot
like
of the
he
stuff he
made that
talks
shit.
about is the stuff he talked about on Twitter like a month ago.
Yeah, sounds like he made that shit in a day.
Yeah.
Shade.
He's fucking weird. He's fucking like I think he actually had like more music. He had a lot of music and stuff for it, and he just cut it because he just felt like, nah, these songs need to be on here. I'm curious about the stuff he cut because it actually might seem more like a complete album, probably better.
Yeah, a complete idea, not like a portion.
Yeah, and then the album cover was just like fucking taken before that event. Listening,
Yeah,
he's like, I'm bipolar. It's awesome.
he's so dumb.
I like him. I don't think I don't agree with him on a lot of things, or I think he's crazy, but I like him. He's like the crazy uncle.
Yeah, I'm the one person in the world that doesn't like love Kanye, but I do know he's a pioneer of music, so he's always gonna be beloved, and I do respect him. But he just like I said before, he just says some things and just like, shut up, dude. Like, just shut up. Like, I don't, because I don't care about his like upbursts and like this and that. Like the people, the things that basic people care about, I don't care about that. People who see Kanye as this volcano of emotion and this and this. And, I mean, he is, but that's what makes him special. But he has this like undenying skill of making a sound better than everyone else's sound, if that makes any sense. But the thing is it's just the shit he says and his theories and his ideas behind things. They get so lost in translation because he's so like egotistical that he just falls down. In my opinion, I think he falls down a lot.
Yeah, he
Because I didn't even like I didn't really get into a Kanye album all the way through until like The Life of Pablo, and even that album, there was like so many songs that I skip on it because there's just so much going on that I don't like. But there's some good songs too. He
did he change that album like 4 times or something?
Yeah.
And he's always one of those people too. Always announces stuff and never like does it. Like he was supposed to come out with an album like last year. It was like Total Graphic 16.
Yeah, it was.
I fucking laughed my ass off at that title. I was like, named it after like an obscure game console.
Yeah, like a console that died very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking A. I saw that too, and I laughed pretty hard too. I'm yeah. I know a lot about that shit, so I laugh pretty hard.
Yeah, I actually have a Total Graphic 16 at my house right now.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, I don't play it.
It's too much money.
I don't play it. It's my dad's. He owned one. He was like the only person that owned one of the few people.
He was the reason why they didn't go out of business right away.
Yeah.
So shout out to your dad.
Anyways, what else do I have to say? I don't know if I have any more questions or stuff to talk about. Do you?
Can I plug?
Yeah, plug, please.
Okay. I'm working on music. All right, that's the end of my plug.
You're working on music.
Quit asking me if I'm making an album. Yes, I'm making a fucking album.
Wait,
Everybody
I want to ask. Actually, this is what I want to ask.
What's up?
Well, two questions. Well, who's the person? Who's the person you've like worked with or whatever that has the most clout? I'm always curious about that because, like, people work with various people, and I've been friends with like like musicians or like like YouTubers and stuff, and like they collaborate. I'm always curious, like who's the most like person who has either most clout or most famous you've known or talked to or whatever, or who knows you that's the most, just because it's just interesting to me. I don't know.
There's that question falls in a couple categories. I've played shows, like I've been on the same show as like Ski Mask and X and all of them. Like I've done a show with them. So like if you can consider that, it was before they blew up. So it was Ski Mask, X, Danny Towers was there, Ronnie J was there. Who else? I think Wi-Fi played, but he didn't show up. And then somebody else who's relevant now. I just can't think of his name.
Have you ever talked to them or anything?
I talked to Ski Mask. He's really fucking nice. He's very hyper, but he's very nice. I smoked a cigarette with him. And then X, I didn't talk to X. And I talked to Danny Towers. He's a dickhead. Danny Towers, you can suck my dick. And then who else? I mean, I talked to SkyXX. I don't know if you know who SkyXXX is. He's a part of like Danny Towers' little group he had in Wi-Fi Funeral. But fucking yeah, no, SkyX. Okay, hold on. Actually, I haven't started about that. Let me get that started. So there's this dude, this rapper. He's in my hometown, Orlando, right? And his name is SkyXXX, right? I was gonna have him on a show because I'm also a promoter in Orlando, or I was at the time. Cause yeah, but anyways, he's fucking. I was trying to get him on the show as the headliner, and it was all set in stone, and we had it all planned out. And then I had another dude who was helping me promote it. He doesn't take this shit as seriously, and he DM'd Sky and told him that I was trying to suck his dick. And then Sky backed out on the whole thing. I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, okay, one, I'm not trying to suck your dick. Two, why would you even get that serious about that? And three, are you that homophobic to where you won't play a show because someone said some cringy ass shit to you? Jesus. Oh my God. By the way, I didn't mean that, Danny Towers. Don't come hunt me down. So yeah, so if you count like that, then I guess I've worked alongside them. But as far as like actual working with people and knowing people, like I know Anti-World.
Mm-hmm.
The only person Anti-World that I don't know personally is Syringe. That's it. But I feel like no one knows Syringe except for Anti-World.
My friend Rowan's met Syringe once, which was he has a funny story. Well, I wasn't there, but he told a funny story about how he met him, and he's like one of the few people that, besides Anti-World, and so like that's actually outside of that's actually met him.
Yeah,
and he says it's bizarre because it's like he's like kind of mysterious. He's on Facebook and stuff, but he's just like this mysterious kind of like figure almost. And
yeah,
and he was he said that because I live in Oregon, we both live in Oregon, and they're playing a show in Portland, and Rowan went there, and it was like a basement show or something, and there's or house show or whatever, and there was only like a few people, like 6 people there, something like that, really small. And starting to perform, like Eagle Mackey was there. They're all doing their shit, and then Rowan, there's a picture of it actually, a funny picture. He's sitting there because he's just sitting there casually on a couch, and Syringe was like, he sat right next to him and just fucking passed out. He just passed out.
That's pretty fucking funny.
And there's a picture of him like just casually like sitting there, and then Syringe just next to him all fucking passed out. Because he was like sleep deprived. Like he said too that he was doing that like the whole entire time, like he was sleeping throughout like sets and stuff. It's funny. It's just like the picture's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he everyone that I know that knows Syringe, because I talk to all of Anti-World, like Jimmy is a good friend, and they always say the same thing. He's really fucking hyper all the time. Mm-hmm. That's what they say. I'd never spoken to the guy except for on email. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, so there's Anti-World, and then I'm always working with people now too. I'm actually it's reaching a point now to where I don't really have to promote myself anymore. Thank God. Because I fucking hate promoting. I hate being that guy.
God, I do that. I do that shit.
Yeah, it's so like belittling.
I tag people on Facebook. I'm like, I feel so bad. Like I feel it's not really a big deal to people, but I don't feel good doing it. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I stopped doing that a long time ago. I don't even use Facebook anymore. But I mean, yeah, no, it's because now I'm like working with people that I listened to when I was on Facebook, back in the day, like MK Ultra, and I got a song with Gizmo coming out, and I work with Jimmy now. I had him on one of my little EPs, and I got a song with Eagle Mackey coming out. I'm working with people that I was listening to, and I've already worked with Eric North and Ghosty. They're dope. They're dope people. And then I've worked with Midnight Society a little bit too. I don't know if you know if you know what that group is, but I'm not really like cool with them anymore. But they're I've worked with people in their clique too. I've worked with a bunch of people, and then I've worked with my buddy. I have a little album coming out with him next month. Spelled Jordan. He's working with fucking Lil Xan. It's here and there. It's here and there. But people, when it comes down to it, clout doesn't matter. Like, I promise you, clout does not matter.
No, it doesn't matter. But I was just asking because I was just curious because I'm always curious. Like, because you're like you have followers and stuff, but I wouldn't say you're like fucking ski mask level or anything. I'm just curious about like has anybody knew this person before they were famous or have they met this person? I'm always curious just about that stuff.
Because, I met Ski Mask and X before they were famous, and X personally,
me personally, I've talked to certain people online and stuff, but I have actually never like met anybody like in real life or anything. I'm one of the few people are like, oh yeah, I met this person. Oh yeah, and I'm just like, I have nothing. Like, it's kind of funny, but I've talked to like certain people and stuff online. Yeah. That's about it. Like, I've never actually met some people in person. I always just find that stuff interesting. I don't care about the clout stuff. I just said that because I'm like, who's the most? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's always interesting to know because most people aren't very vocal about it too. Like, people are like afraid to like say who they know, or how they know them, but.
Yeah, because it's kind of interesting because I've had friends like I didn't know they met somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I met them. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But yeah. What else? Did I want to ask anything else? I think I don't really have anything.
I have one more thing to add because I didn't really like actually plug, but I have an album coming out produced by James Gorzica. It's gonna be 8 songs. It's almost done. Be patient. And then I have EP coming out. I have I'm working on. So I don't know if you know this, but every month I was doing this thing where I was dropping these things called snack packs, and they're little EPs. They're like little snacks of my music. And I'm gonna start those back up soon. And I have the EP coming out with MK Ultra. We're working together on some stuff. He's a pretty big dude. He's funny as fuck. He sends me the most fire memes. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I got this shit with Spell Jordan. Look him up. Coming out next month. I'm excited about that. And most of that was my doing. I mixed and mastered all of it, and all the production was chosen by me. So it's pretty much like my album featuring him. That's pretty much it. That's all I got coming out. I'm just... Music is dope. Music makes me happy. Yep. I do the music for myself. Other people seem to like it, so that's all that matters.
Yep.
Yeah, people always people seem to come for me and tell me I'm clout chasing, but I'm not. So fuck you. I don't give a shit about clout, man. I don't.
I don't either. I'm actually gonna wrap this up. Thank you for the podcast and shit.
Thank you, my guy. This was very
enjoyable. It gives you. I don't have a fucking huge following or anything.
That does not matter.
It does still get you. It's still like getting promoted and shit.
What matters to me is I had an interesting conversation. I was able to talk about myself because I like talking about myself.
That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this is that I get this is off-brand Joe Rogan and No Jumper, where I just one-on-one with somebody. Usually I always get it's either creative people, either music artists, YouTubers, then the future, whoever it is, and I just have a one-on-one. I don't really. I'll ask questions about about something they made or something, but I just like having the fucking just bullshitting about random stuff we're into and stuff. That's what's interesting the most.
For sure, that's all that matters, really. You were a person of good conversation, so I respect that about you, and It was enjoyable, and I like talking about myself. I'm an only child, so I fiend off of that.
Yep.
That's why I say every time before I go on stage on the microphone, I'm an only child. If you're staying outside smoking, come inside right now.
Anyways, thank you, Navi,
No
for
problem, my guy.
the
Thank you. You're
podcast.
beloved to me. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Dude.